Hey there, welcome to the Reinsurance Podcast, the place where we dive into all things reinsurance, the coolest part of insurance. We're your hosts, Jared and Ben, a couple of ex-practitioners who loved the industry so much we founded Supercede to tackle some of its biggest headaches. And we're here to share our insights and stories with expert guests as we uncover what's really going on in the industry.
Welcome back to another special edition of the Reinsurance Podcast live from Monte Carlo. And delighted to welcome this time Darren Powell, the new Chief Underwriting Officer for Pinpoint. How are you doing, Darren?
I'm very good, Ben. Thank you very much for having me.
No,
lovely spot.
Delighted to have a former Admiral of the Lloyd's Yacht Club on board.
Unfortunately, we're not taking the boat out today, but it could be an option.
It is a shame. Maybe next time, if we can find a way to get the guests ferried to and from the boat from the shore, maybe that could be something to explore. But,
not a bad idea.
Yeah. But especially happy to have you on here because you've just started something completely new and right at the heart of your expertise, I guess. Could you tell us a bit about Pinpoint and what's happening in London?
Absolutely. So Pinpoint officially started on Monday last week in 37 Lime Street. There's two of us so far. There's myself and Sean Patman on the operations side. We're part of ASEC in Dallas-based company, ENS company in Dallas, and Siobhan and Simon Barder. I've been talking to for some time, looking at working with them in London. They're very passionate about London, and so I agreed to come and start up a London operation for them. Really exciting, and you're right at the heart of it in Lime Street, and as I understand it, doing London-type business, proper specialty stuff. Is that right? Yeah, it's specialty, and I think we hear the word specialty used quite a lot, and often it's not actually that special or not that different. And I think ours is quite specialty, niche business. Yeah. Some of the smaller business, we're looking for business that has longevity, that people have found pockets of expertise, that are focused on underwriting, and we're looking to back people like that. For the operation in London, it's obviously early days as we build that out, but being in London, having the wealth of business that goes around London and the ability to attract talent in London is really exciting. Yeah, brilliant. And you've obviously come to it from quite a broad experience in London and beyond previously. What were you doing prior to Pinpoint? So previously I was with Allied World, and I was looking across all lines of business in the Lloyd's Syndicate as active underwriter and director of underwriting. It was very exciting starting that from scratch pretty much, and I started originally with them in London when there were only a few people, and it's a huge organisation now, very successful organisation. The syndicate was multi-line, both insurance and reinsurance, and multi-geography. So I think for me, I've always appealed to me to have something where you're looking at both insurance products and reinsurance products and understanding how they work together. Very exciting. So is this round two, or are there things that you're going to do differently, getting to start, from scratch in a slightly different era? No, this is again quite different. Yeah. It's very non-cat focused, and I think for people who are looking to, work with us, it's a bit of a hedge from some of the cat writers. It's low limit business, more attritional business, predictable. We've got fantastic underwriting tools as I've been working with the team in Dallas. There's some fantastic analytics. There's a technology company as part of the group. There's a claims company, and a lot of this smaller business, how you handle it, how you manage the claims, the process, not adding too much cost to the distribution chain is really, really important. And starting from scratch with no legacy, we're able to do that. So you're coming into London with a lot of power sort of behind you, backing you up, which is exactly exciting. So the idea of doing it completely on your own is quite scary. Doing it with the huge support of the team in Dallas is very reassuring. And obviously we only started officially on Monday, but we've been working together for some time, to put that into place. And a really fantastic team out there. I'm out there with them next week. Fabulous. And so I guess this is a global industry, right? And you're here to provide that London piece. What's it like coming to Monte Carlo and sort of representing the value of London? Well, I think it's fantastic. I went to the pre-Monte Carlo event last week. I saw you. In fact, we were sitting very close to one another. Yeah. It was like coming back to having been out for 6 months. It was a bit like your first day of school and seeing everyone again, and people with big smiles on their faces. The industry's very healthy, and I think one of the big themes of that was collaboration, and that's certainly always been how I like to work. And you and I have worked together on things like that. I think there's a huge value in pooling that talent and ability for the benefit. A lot of what I did was the ultimate clients, and whenever I'm looking at these things and the products and some of the innovation that we can do, it does come back to that ultimate client. So I think we're very complementary to the themes that were coming out from last week.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to ask, actually, as my sort of next question, so the big themes that we've had going around the conference so far, which of them are proving most relevant to you as you think about Pinpoint's future?
Yeah, I think the collaboration in London being a subscription market really allows you to do that. The focus on not forgetting the original clients is really important. The cat probably less so with us, with the type of portfolio we write, and casualty has been on there for some time. Is there any buffer or margin in the casualty pricing? I think that, we will look at casualty, but it will be more, again, more specialist, more niche business, which I feel is more predictable and less volatile and less likely to have those nuclear verdicts and some of the other things that are probably causing the consternation in the market at the moment.
Yeah, makes sense. And so what are you hoping to get out of this year's conference as you go around Monte Carlo? Are there any target meetings or partners that you'll be seeking out?
I think a lot of it's re-engaging. For me, this is the first major thing I've done since I've started, getting awareness of Pinpoint, what we're trying to do, understanding how that links and how that's a key part of the strategy of building the asset, the Dallas-based company. Spending some time with Siobhan and Simon, meeting people together is really valuable, and I think finding more partners who we want to work with, and both from this perspective of us writing reinsurance, but also we'll be purchasers of reinsurance as well.
Very exciting to be able to play both sides of that, I guess, in quite a different market to those we've seen in recent years. What do you make of the current reinsurance market?
Well, I think it's very healthy. It's a little bit early. I read something this morning where, one of the best years for 10 years, but then it wasn't that long ago that there were 10 pretty awful years with very, very disappointing returns that, when you look at the investors in these businesses, they needed something to stay in. Otherwise, quite frankly, why would you? And there are other things that are changing on the horizon. I think if we keep that discipline, keep that underwriting discipline, and not go into these sort of doom spirals of talking ourselves into this or that happening. We don't know what's around the corner. But so we have to, as underwriters, build in some margin for the unknown. And brokers have to do the best job they can for their clients and cedents, and somehow we normally manage to find some sort of equilibrium.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I guess it feels tough for me to ask this of you only 5 working days into Pinpoint, I guess, but any milestones that you're hoping to have covered off by the time we perhaps meet again at the rendezvous next year?
Well, I think the big milestone last week was the arrival of the coffee machine, so we've ticked that one off. But no, Brilliant. I think seriously it's identifying people to join us. We're spending a week in Dallas next week, going through in detail some of those plans, and we've had a lot of interest already, so I would hope by next time we meet you'll see quite a different...
Definitely.
And hopefully a few more of us.
Yeah, definitely. Anything you're looking for in particular, sort of talent-wise? I mean, we talk all the time here, it's been a big theme as well already, changing talent in the market and culture and so on.
Yeah, I think we're not really chasing the same things. I think we're looking at specialist, niche books of business and people who can bring things that have that longevity, perhaps lack of volatility. And we know lots of people. We know a lot of people, and it's a case of sometimes being organised and triaging, through that process of where you go next. But
nice. So we'll be watching the dream team assemble, I'm sure.
I hope so. Yes, I think so. What we've seen so far, I'm very encouraged.
Brilliant. Well, Darren, I wish you the best of luck with the travails of setting up a new business, but clearly in very capable hands. You've been there, done it before, and this time I'm sure the result will be very impressive. So very glad to have you on the show to share the first week of it with us, and look forward to hearing what happens next.
Well, thank you very much. It's been great to be here. Thanks for having me on the boat.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Reinsurance Podcast. If you enjoyed our show, don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a review to let us know how we're doing, preferably 5 stars. For more insights and updates, follow us on LinkedIn and visit our website at supercede.com/podcasts. You'll find the links in the show notes.